guys, how are you doing? Today's stretch class will focus on first some dynamic work around the spine. We're also going to open the hips, and I'd like to also focus on some upper body today. So what I have available is a block, a strap, and if you have a set of therapy balls, that would be awesome. If you don't have therapy balls, you could use a foam roller instead. All right, so we'll get started on our back today, and we will start with some mobility work around the spine, the hips, lower back, T-spine, and then we'll focus on hips. So it's kind of a total full body release and stretch for today's class. All right. So the first thing you'll do is as you lay on your mat, roll the shoulders down and just take a moment to check in with how your body feels as you lay on the mat. And we'll start very simple. We'll bring the right knee to your chest. And then bring your left leg up. Float your left leg down. And then stretch it back up. Again, exhale. Lower your left. Inhale back up. Just two more like this. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Again, exhale, lower. Inhale, up. And now lower your leg. This time, hold it. Press that left hamstring down into the floor. And just go ahead and circle the knee one direction. And reverse it, other way around. Smoothing out into the hips. All right, and then pause here, draw that knee to your chest, and just take a spinal twist. Just nice and easy twist here. Bring it back to center, switch. Grab that right knee with your right hand, and bring the right knee to the right side. And just go back and forth a couple more times. So to the left, bring it center, and to the right. Center, one more time, to your left. And to your right. And hug that right knee to your chest. And then from here, switch leg, left knee in. Take the right leg straight up. Exhale, lower that right leg down. Inhale, back up. Again, exhale, lower that right leg. Inhale, lift. Again, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Lift, and then the next time, keep your leg down. Actively press that right thigh down into the mat. And we'll take a spinal twist. We'll take the knee around in a circle. I did that one first. So here we go. Take some circles. Just move that thigh around. Loosening up in those hips. All right, and then reverse it. Other way around. And then pause again. This time, right hand, left knee. Let's take a twist over to your right side. And then switch the hand and bring that knee out to your left. And again, to the right. Bring it across. And to your left. Just one more time each way. Again, to the right. And to your left. Good. And then hold both knees to your chest. Little roll side to side, massaging out that lumbar spine, your sacrum. Maybe bring the knees in a circle, one direction. And then reverse those circles. So we go back to that knee to chest stretch. So when you're ready, hold that right knee in with your left hand. Take your left leg up, take your right arm up. And then outer rotation of your arm. Let's take the right arm overhead as you float your left leg down.
Keep your chin in, give yourself some traction here. Bring your leg up, your arm up, switch, other hand, other arm, and reach. So reach that arm overhead as you drive that knee into your chest. And then again, up, and then just keep alternating. So one knee into your chest, arm and leg moving away from each other. So we're actually creating space here in between the vertebrae, tractioning, and then again, right arm, left leg. So make sure you feel length on 4 sides of your neck. So no compression here. Reach. And again, just a couple more rounds. Around is right and left. Again, reach. The bicep by your ear as you stretch that arm. One more round. Back up, last one. Back up, and again, hug your knees into your chest. Good. Let's hug that right knee now. Take your left leg long. We're gonna keep that left leg on the ground for this one. Now with your right hand, bring that right knee out to the right side, and then bring it back in. Again, take that right knee out to the right side, and then back in. One more time here, hold it. Now slide your left foot out to the left, then bring it back in. Again, slide your left foot. As you slide that left foot to the left, feel a little more stretch into that adductor. One more time here. Release, bring that knee back to center. Stretch that right leg up this time. And then bend that right knee. So hand behind your thigh, straighten that right leg. And bend. One more, straighten your leg this time, hold. Walk your hands up the leg, climb a tree. Round that spine, curl yourself up, and then walk it down. Again, curl up. So one hand at a time, draw the torso closer to the leg, lift, lower. One more time. So you're mobilizing your core here. You're also flexing through your spine as you're stretching the back of that right leg. Hold it. Walk it down. Bend your knee. Exhale, curl up. This time hold it. Both hands around your heel, hold. Push your foot, your heel into your hand, hold. Lift your torso a little higher, float the down leg, hold. Navel to spine. Actively contracting to your core, stretching the back body. Now keep everything in the same shape and hover the arms by your leg. One more breath here, curl up. And lower all the way down. Let's bring that right knee to your chest. This time take a spinal twist. And let's hold here. So you can rest that right foot on top of your left thigh if you need extra support. Take an easy twist. Press the right thigh down. Use that left hand. Right arm can rest out with your elbow bent. You can straighten that arm. I like to bend my elbow. I get a little more external rotation and more stretch. One more breath here. And let's come back to center. Drive that knee in. Switch leg. Left knee to your chest. Right leg long. And press that right side down onto the floor. Good. So from here, we'll use that left hand holding on that left knee, and we'll take that left knee out to the side, and then back up. Again to the side, center, to the side, center. Now to the side, this time hold. Slide your right foot out, and then bring it back in. Do it again. Slide that right foot. Back in. One more time. Slide that right foot. Again, feel that stretching those adductors. Hold it here. Bring that left knee back to center. From here, hands behind your thighs. Let's extend that leg. And then bend it. Again, extend. And bend. Extend. And bend. One more time, extend and hold. And from here, let's go ahead and climb up the leg. Draw the torso up. And then use your core. Walk down. Let's do it again. Curl up. Down. And then one more time. Curl up. Use that core. Flexing that spine. Lower all the way down. From here, bend your knee. Drive it in. Exhale, curl up. Hold it here. And if you can, walk your hands down the leg. Maybe grab hold of your heel. You can lace the fingers. Actively push your foot into your hands. Lift the torso higher. Flow the down leg. Hold here. Maybe feeling that stretch between your shoulder blades, and we'll get to that area very soon. One more breath here. Maybe float your hands. So use the core to hold that shape. 3, 2, 1, and then lower all the way down. Take a twist. Take that left knee over to the right side. Again, you can rest that foot on top of your right thigh. Spinal twist. Left arm to your side. Roll the left shoulder down, the top of that left shoulder. Down. And maybe check in on those holds. Which parts of the body feel tighter? So we do one more mobility exercise for the lower body and the core. So let's come back up. And the spine. Okay. And from here, let's go ahead and bend both knees. Curl your torso up. Right here. So we're going to take the bicycle, elbow to opposite knee, and then press. So the opposite leg presses forward and hovers off the ground. So that's your basic bicycle here. We're going to change that around. So left elbow to right knee. Now as you come to center, open both legs. And then switch side. And then center, open the leg like a frog. Open to the side. Opposite, elbow to knee. Okay, so we're just working mobility of the hips here and of your spine. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. 4 more. To the right. Keep the shoulder blades lifted. To your left. Twice more to the right. Center to your left. And then center. Hold here. Bring your legs straight up. Keep the lift of your upper body. Separate your legs in a V shape. Let's start a little smaller here. So you'll take the right leg closer to you as you circle your left leg down and around, and then you'll switch side. Okay, so like helicopters. One leg around, so you start smaller. You can always keep it smaller. Now you don't have to keep the lift of your shoulders here. You can rest your upper body down if it's too much. Maybe start making a little bit larger movements with the legs. That's good. Just like that. And we'll do 4 more here. That's 4. Last 3. 2 more. Keep the bottom ribs in. 1 more time around. Bring both legs straight up. And bend your knees. Lower all the way down. So we'll stretch in the bridge position. Take your elbows to your side like a W shape. Keep your elbows down for now. And go ahead and lift up into a bridge. Hold your bridge, so feel that stretch right in the front of the hips. Hold it. Squeeze your glutes. Draw your tailbone longer towards your knees. Make sure the knees don't flare. Hold here. And let lower all the way down. All right, so let's add on. So we're going to lift up into a bridge. As you lift into a bridge, you'll take your arms overhead. Sweep them back. And then lower down. Elbows stay on the ground. Let's go. Reach back. And then all the way down. Again, so from that W shape, you'll reach your arms straight back overhead. It's also warming up the shoulders here. Let's do 4 more. Lift. Roll down. 3 more. Up. Roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. 2 more. Up. Roll on down. 1 more time. Lift. And lower all the way down. Very good. From here, soles of your feet together. So knees wide. Take your arms up. Place the fingers. Thumbs together. And let's reach your arms overhead. All the way back. And then all the way up. Again, back. Keeping those ribs in and up. Again, arms back. Up, just 2 more times. So mobilizing the shoulder girdle area. Shoulder blades spreading wide and lifting up. 1 more time. And then all the way up. From here, bring your knees in, roll to your side. And let's come into quadruped position. All right. So quadruped position, let's start with the back of your hands down. Okay, so back of the hands are down. And then here, just go ahead and make a fist, and then extend. 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 2 more times, make a fist, and then extend. 1 more time, make a fist, and then extend. 1 hand at a time. Now spin your fingertips out. Thumbs are pointing forward. All right, hold it here. And let's go ahead and shift a little bit front to back, forward, and back, forward, and back. Now spin your fingertips a little bit further back if accessible. And again, forward and back. And then a little side to side, leaning side to side, side to side. Again, thumbs forward, fingertips out, sway side to side. 1 more time, side to side. Good, hold it here so you're back onto hands and knees. From here, take the right hand behind your head, open to the right side, and then rotate towards your wrist. Open, rotate to your wrist. 2 more times. Open, rotate to your wrist. 1 more time. Open, rotate to your wrist. Now open the arm. Let's weave that arm underneath the left and just thread the needle. You can use your left hand to push you further into the twist. Maybe extend your left leg back. You can flow that left leg. Keep your left hand on the ground to help you stabilize. And then maybe you'll take that left leg all the way to your left side. Float your leg up first. Set it down. Bring that right foot towards your left ever so slightly. Make sure you create space between your right ear and your right shoulder. And then maybe you'll take your left arm up, lean back. Maybe internally rotate. And you can grab hold of that right inner thigh if accessible, or simply rest your hand, back of your hand into your back. And if that doesn't work, you can simply keep your hand on the floor. You can stay on all fours, on your knees. And then revolve that left shoulder back. Okay, 1 more breath. So we're taking that thread and needle, and then I'm going to use the balls to release that upper body. From here, slowly release. Left hand down. Bring that left leg up and back. Set it down and unthread. Coming to the other side. Left leg goes up. Oh, sorry, left arm. I did this one. And then reach under. Thread the needle. Take the right leg. Right leg goes up. And then maybe take that right leg to the right side. Maybe set it down. Take the right arm up. And again, just a progression of one movement, up to you. And then internally rotate. Maybe grab hold of that inner thigh, that left inner thigh. And then peel that shoulder back. Rotate that T-spine. One more breath here, lean back. And then release the arm if it's there. Bring the hand down. Flow that right leg. Take it back. Set it down. And release the twist. From here, let's bring, I forgot which side I started with. Hand behind your head. Let's rotate. And then to the other side. So hopefully you're doing the side that you didn't do before. Open. And then to the side. Couple more times. Open. To the side. One more time. Open. And to the side. Let's come back onto hands and knees. And let's bring your hips up and back. Just take downward facing dog. Stretch back. Even it out. You can always take a child's pose if you need to. Roll those upper outer arms down. Roll those biceps up ever so slightly. And then drop down onto your hands and knees. All right, and let's find those therapy balls. If you do not have those, if you have a foam roller, you can foam roll on your upper back. Otherwise, let's get started on our back. So let's have those two balls. And you probably want to have a block close by. If you don't have it, it's fine. You can just keep your hips up. So we'll start placing the balls slightly apart and right at the base of your neck. So the very top part of your upper back, away from your spine, maybe an inch or two, and right underneath at the very base of your neck, okay? So the first thing you'll do is you'll bring your shoulders up and slide the shoulder blades down. Again, up and down. So releasing a bit of those trapezius here. Again, lift, shoulders lift up to your ears and down. One more time, shoulders up and down. So now let's make some shoulder rolls. Bring your shoulders around. And maybe observe already how that feels. One more time, shoulder circles. And then reach your arms to your side. From here, let's go ahead and curl up. And then lift up into a bridge, just like we did before. And then roll down one vertebra at a time. Again, curl up. So remember we did this with a W arm, so we're gonna actually go back to this in just a moment. Roll down. One more. Push the feet into the ground, roll up into a bridge. And down. Now bring your elbows again out to your side like that W shape. going to do the first thing first. So roll up into the bridge. Roll down. If you find this is too much, you can simply stay with your arms, with your hips on the ground. Roll down. So next time you come up, you'll sweep your arms, you'll straighten your arms overhead. So up and over. Again, just like we did without the balls. So guess what? If you don't have the balls, you do the same thing without the balls. Okay? So again, up and over. So you're still working mobility of the shoulder girdle here. Roll down. One more time. Roll up. Arms overhead. And down. Good. From here, go ahead and take the balls out an inch on each side. So an inch out. And make sure you're at the very top. So we're getting a little bit higher up. So this time, let's come up into a bridge, hold. And maybe, if you have a block, support your pelvis. So you don't have to hold the bridge. So it's a little bit easier here to stay in that supported bridge, okay? And then you'll bring your arms straight up. Then from here, your arms, your hands are wider than your shoulders. Let's rotate. One arm and then the other. Imagine you're holding a steering wheel and you're just steering that wheel from right to left. So if you want more here, you lift your hips and then you'll do a sway of the hips. So as you rotate the ball one way, the hips will move to the side. Two more. And then one more. And then come back to center and then lower the hips on the block. From here, remove the balls, lift your hips, and remove the block from under. All right, let's take one ball, okay, and we'll take that ball again to the right of your spine, right below your neck. So I'm just gonna work one ball on the side this time, okay? And we're gonna get a little bit more mobility work at the shoulder. So again, that ball to the right. Bring your elbow to your side. First thing you'll do, you'll internally rotate your arm and then externally rotate. Okay? So do that again. Face this way so you can see it. So my elbow is to the side. And I'm just externally rotating my arm. And then I'm internally rotating my arm. Okay? So the ball should be at the top, the medial border of your shoulder blade. So top, medial, closer to your spine. All right, and then you're just rotating the arm in and out. And then next time, your palm is up, you're gonna hold. So palm is up. Let's lift your hips. And then lower your hips. Now, maybe this is too much. So same thing, if you have a block and you just want to keep the pelvis supported on the block, you can do that. You can do this with the hips down, this one. I'm gonna have my hips up. And what I'll do is I'm gonna shift my hips towards my right, and I'm gonna sweep my arm, stretch it overhead towards the left. And then I come back to center. Now, if my hips are off the block, I'm gonna come down each time, okay? If your hips are on the block, you just stay up the whole time. So again, hips up, shift your hips to the right, and sway that arm all the way to your left. Come back to center, and then lower the hips. So two more like this. Hips up, hips right, right arm to the left. Bring it to center, lower the hips. One last time, lift, hips right, arm to the right, to the left. Bring it back to center and lower the hips. Remove the ball. Okay, and check in. Allow the body to release down, and maybe notice that right side dropping down a little more. Same on your left. So turn around, same position. So again, you want that ball to the left. So that's my shoulder blade. I'm looking for the upper medial border of my shoulder blade. So I'm right there, close to my spine. Okay, not quite on the spine, close to my spine, inside of my shoulder blade. Okay, so that's the trigger point here. First thing I'm going to do is bring my elbow to the side, left elbow. So elbows out of my shoulder, maybe slightly down. And here I'm just going to bring my palm down and then my palm up. So I'm easing into it. Now what I'm showing you here can actually be done against the wall. I don't have a wall space to show you. But you could be standing at the wall, place the ball right there. This is really good stuff. Because very rarely we stretch and release that area. Okay, 2 more times. And then the next time, as your palm stays up, you'll hold. And let's lift your hips. And lower the hips down. Again, so you'll decide. Maybe you want to continue with the hips on the ground. Lower. Maybe the hips stay up on that next one. Okay? And then from here, I'm going to shift my hips towards your left. I'm going to bring my left arm overhead towards your right, the right. And then I come back to center and lower your hips. Again, hips up. Hips to the left, left arm sways to the right, back to center, lower your hips. Again, 2 more times, hips up, hips left, arm to the right, bring it back to center, lower, last time here, lift up, again, hips left, left arm to the right. Bring it to center. And lower your hips. Remove the ball. And settle. So just let the body settle. So we're going to do one more thing with the 2 balls. Side by side. Okay? Actually, I'm going to put them back in my little tote so that I know they'll stay together because mine just slip around. Okay, so the 2 balls, they're going to be between your shoulder blades. So you want to bring those 2 balls again side by side and right in between your shoulder blades. Place both hands behind your head. So the first thing you'll do is little crunches, but really minimal effort in your upper body, in your core. So we're going to exhale, curl up. And then as you inhale, go back. Again, exhale and curl. Inhale back. And just 2 more times like this. Exhale, curl. Inhale back. 1 more time. Exhale, curl. Inhale back. And then stay here. So if this is uncomfortable for your neck, you could lift your head, you could elevate your head on a blanket or a block, and that will decrease the extension of your spine, okay? So if you need that, do that. So make sure again the 2 balls are touching. You'll reach your arms straight up. And the first thing you'll do, you'll reach your fingertips high, shoulder blades come broader. And then draw the arm bones down, squeeze the blades together. Again, stretch your arms. And then draw the arm bones down, shoulder blades together. 2 more. Reach. And draw the arm bones down. Exhale. 1 more time. Lift. And exhale. Now bring one arm across. Inhale, a little sway side to side, just roll it out, rub it out. Small movement. Switch side, other arm, and little sway side to side. All right, from here, lift your hips, and then roll forward and back a few times so you're massaging right between your shoulder blades. So if you had a foam roller, you could foam roll right between your blades. Twice more here, up and down. One more. Now have the balls side by side, but a little bit lower. So lower tips of your shoulder blades now. Okay, so I'm going to be right in that area here. T8, T9, so right in that spot. And I'm going to take some nice deep thoracic breath. Bring your hands on your ribs. And let's inhale, push your ribs into your hands. And then exhale. Again, you can elevate your head to make this a little bit less intense. And then exhale. So flare those ribs out as you inhale. 2 more. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. The last thing you'll do here, you'll grab your right knee to your chest. You'll extend your left leg long. And this is a small movement. So what you'll do is you'll bring your knee in and you're going to drive that knee in and out a few times. So like you're pumping that knee in towards your chest. Pulse it in. 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch side. Left knee into your chest. And again, pulse it in. Keep those ribs soft. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Okay, from here, bend your knees. Roll off the side. And let's come up into a sitting position. Okay. So sitting with your heels in line with your sits bones. Sit up tall. All right, so this will complete the upper body section that I had planned. Then I'm going to move on into the lower back and the hips, work around the hips today. Okay. So what I'd like to do next from that sitting position is you want to push your feet actively into the ground. Make sure the knees don't splay here. You want your knees to point straight up. So actively root your sits bones. Okay, get taller through your spine, tuck your chin in. You bring both arms in front of you, outer rotation of your arms. Let's take one arm overhead and then the other arm overhead. Again, pull the back of the hands towards your wrist and then reach your arms up. So actively push those feet down. Get taller. So this is a decompression technique for the area where we have the balls T8, T9, so that kind of low thoracic, mid-low thoracic. Reach those arms, pull that belly button back towards your spine, lower the right arm, lower your left arm. Good, take a little breather, but don't collapse in your spine. We'll do this one more time. So again, push the feet. Think of trying to push the inner arch down into the ground. The big toe, the inner heel are actively pressing. The knees are pointing straight up. Take both arms again in front of you. Outer rotation. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Think of getting taller. Take your left arm this time overhead. And then the right arm overhead. And then reach. Like somebody's grabbing you by the wrist and pulling you up. So again, we're tractioning that spine and you're tractioning
Turn the lights down.
around that lower
Rest your
thoracic
case.
region.
Leave me alone.
Good.
Sure.
Reach those arms. Actively get taller, crown of the head,
so right.
reaching. Make sure your
Stage your
chin
right
is drawing
slightly.
back. 2 more
Leave your wicked
breaths.
minds outside. Time is
Exhaling
come.
fully. One more deep
to
inhale.
rest these tired eyes.
Exhale fully. Now do
Forever
not
on.
collapse in your spine as you lower one arm,
These sacred
then the
giving
other
vows
arm,
sit
and
around
then
by me.
release. Good. So from
They're
here,
stronger
let's
than
go ahead and move on to
anything.
a little bit
Night is
of back.
all
But before I do the back, I want to do a bit of hip flexor
Night
just to
is
release
okay.
what kind of just happened here with
Inside your
that
arms, the right fight.
movement.
God forbid
So we'll
we
take the right foot
get
forward.
ourselves burned.
You're going to come into a lunge.
Heroes
And not a
saints,
wide lunge, so pretty narrow lunge.
better
Now you
stand
can curl the
by
back
our
toes if you'd
side.
like for this one. You want your hips to point dead ahead.
By our side.
Okay, let's bring both hands on your front thigh. So you're gonna start to squeeze that left glute. So we're stretching the left side right now. And you might feel, for me, I felt it was really tight from the exercise that we just did. So that's why I'm plugging in this exercise right now. So you're in the low lunge. So I want you to think of that back knee. You're gonna actively push that back knee into the ground. And then at the same time, you're gonna actively pull that knee forward.
Please don't break.
And then from here, release that action
Fortune is
and sink.
the way it swings.
Let's do this
Sure
twice
we'll
more.
get by.
So again, come out of the stretch a
Chasing
little bit,
years.
and then push that left knee into the
Whenever
ground.
I
At the
breathe.
same time, pull it forward,
Deep within these promises.
contract, and release. Sink.
For lullabies.
Let's do this one more time. So again, come out of the stretch, tiny bit. Push that left knee into the ground,
place our
actively
bets
pull it
in here.
forward.
To be stronger than anything.
And lastly, release,
anything.
sink. Sweep your arms up.
Night is all right.
So actively
Night
reach
is
those
okay.
arms.
Inside your arms.
Maybe even bring your
the
hands to touch if your shoulders allow it. And we open that
right.
today,
God
so hopefully
forbid we
you're able to bring your hands
get
closer
ourselves
together.
burned. Heroes and saints.
One more
Better
breath,
stand
keeping
by
space in your
our
lower
side.
back. And then from here, slowly
Night
release
is all right.
and
Night is
extend the front leg. Now wiggle that right heel out just a tiny bit. Now keep your spine long. Draw that right thigh back into your hip.
get ourselves burned.
Actively again, you're gonna push that right heel this time into the ground.
Stand by our side
And
now.
at the same time, you're gonna pull that heel back.
Night is all right.
And then release and bow down. Let's try that again. Come out of the stretch. And again, dig that right heel into the ground. Draw it back, actively contracting that hamstring.
Get ourselves burned.
And then slowly release and fold. One more time.
Stand by our
Again,
side
drive
now.
that heel down. Pull that right heel back. And release that contraction and fold forward. Good. Maybe slightly deeper. And then come halfway up. Now take the right foot towards the right. So you're angling your leg towards the right. And here we'll take both hands towards your right. And just stretching into that outer hip, IT band region here. And again, actively push that pinky edge of your foot into the ground. Actively pull back with that right foot. And then release and fold. Two more times. Actively push the pinky edge of your foot into the ground. And then draw that leg back. It's not moving. And then slowly release. And then one more time, just like this. Push that pinky edge of your foot down into the ground. Pull it back. And release and pause here. Maybe a little bend in your elbows. A little bit deeper into that stretch. And then come up. From here, come into your lunge one more time. High lunge, step back. You can take a downward facing dog or transition on your knees. And second side. So left foot forward. And we're starting with that low lunge. And come upright. So your shoulders stacked right over your hips. All right. So that next one. Again, we're going to get into that active, that contract release for your right hip flexor psoas. Hands on your thumb thigh. Make sure your hips are nice and square. For that one, I like to keep my toes curled of my back leg. So you're actively pushing your knee down into the ground, driving into the ground, and then see if you can press that right knee forward. So you're trying to drag the knee forward. It's not going to move, but it's the intention. All right? And then slowly release that action and sing the hips. Keep that low belly active. Let's do it again. Actively push that right knee down into the floor. Actively pull the right knee forward. Squeeze that right glute and release. All right, let's do this one more time. So again, actively push that knee into the ground. Pull the right knee forward. All these actions now, release them. And sweep your arms overhead. Find your low lunge without letting the pelvis spill. So you want to keep that lift of your pelvis. And then maybe you bring your hands closer together to touch. See what happens here. Doesn't have to be. You can always keep your hands down if needed, maybe on your hips, on your front thigh. But feel that stretch right in the front part of your right hip. And then lower both hands. Take both hands down outside of your front leg and start to straighten. So that's your runner's lunge position, okay? And this is more of an active release technique. So we're not like going like all out into it, but rather you're in a stretch position, but you're activating the muscle in a stretch position. Okay, so keep your spine nice and long. Right hip, make sure it's level with your left. Dig that left heel into the ground. At the same time, draw that left heel back. It's not moving, but you should feel the muscle turn on the back leg. And from here, release. Let's do that again. So actively drive that heel into the ground. Draw it back. Engage that hamstring. And release. Get lower if you can. Just one more time, just like this. Dig that heel into the ground. Actively contract. Draw that heel back. So feel that muscle activate your left hamstring. And release those action and fold. Pause here. And let's come up. Now, roll to the pinky edge of that left foot and bring both hands to the left. So we do the same thing, that contract release. Right, so now you're stretching the lateral part of your left leg. So again, nice long spine here. Let's push the pinky edge of that left foot into the ground. At the same time, pull it back. And release those actions. Sink and stretch. Again, actively push that outer foot into the ground, pull it back. And release. One last time. Push and pull. And release. Now hold here. drop back onto your knees and come into kneeling position. All right, so let's continue our journey. So the next part that I'd like to work on is the lower back, and we'll finish with the hips. Okay, so for the lower back, if you have a couch nearby, you can use some place to elevate your lower legs. I like to do it that way, but it doesn't have to be. Like, you can have your feet on the floor. But I'm going to show you with the feet up. Okay, so a couple things I'd like to do for the next part is elevating the legs. So my low back's going to be neutral as I roll on it. Okay, so we're going to have the two balls level of your navel behind and a little bit away from your spine on each side. Okay, so to get into this, I would first elevate my legs. Okay, then I'm going to lift my hips and I'll place the balls on each side. Okay, so I'm already up. My legs are already elevated. Okay, so arms can rest by your side here. And again, I like that position because I tend to sway my back quite a bit. With my feet on the floor, I find myself swaying. So this really allows for my spine to be more neutral, so I don't like over-arch my spine, okay? Which is counter active in what I want to do here. So the first thing we'll do is first take some nice deep breath, so you allow those balls again to start to settle into the muscles of my lower back. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my tailbone up and then down. So I'm going to do very small tilts. So I'm going to lift up into a pelvic tilt and down. Again, curl up and down. Twice more, curl. Lower. One more time, curl up. And down. Now lift up and hold. So now I'm going to sway my hips from side to side. Okay? So again, I'm just moving the hips right and left. So I'm going across the tissue of the lower back. And as I do that, I can start to travel down a little bit, so I'm closer to my pelvis. Okay. And then I'm going to start moving back up. So cross friction here, a couple more times. And then last one. So I'm going to travel up, so I'm going up, and then I'm going back down. One more here. And then again, lower your hips all the way down. And let the body settle. From here, let's go ahead and lift up. And I'm going to remove the balls. And here, I'm going to scoot myself back a little bit. So I'm going to be on the floor. Okay. So the next thing that I would like to do after releasing the back is I'm going to do a reset. So you want to grab either like a softball, or I'm going to use a block since that's what I have today. You can also use a pillow. I do this one quite a bit. Works really well. So I'd like to work on that, and then we'll do the hips to finish. Okay, so your legs in table position. You're going to bring one hand below your knee, the other one under. So you have one hand on top, the other one under. And it's a push-pull into your hands, and then you're going to alternate. So we're just going to do this 3 times each side, all right? So here we go. You push and pull. You You hold for about 4 or 5 seconds, switch side. And this is one round, we're doing 3 rounds. Again, push, pull. And that's one round. Let's go round number 2. Again, push, pull. So actively contract your hamstrings on one side, the hip flexors on the other side. Release, other side. Push, pull. Once more each way. Again, push, pull. Again, you want 4 or 5 second hold. Last one. Now, without changing anything, bring your feet down. Take that block or pillow or anything you can squeeze between your knees and squeeze. Squeeze and hold for about 10 seconds. And ideally, you want to do this till you get a click. So sometimes like I'll repeat this 2 times or 3 times. So I get a little click and a little reset. And I got it, so I'm kind of happy. All right. And then release. Remove the block. Okay. So let's get to the next part. So I'd like to use those 2 balls. And we're going to be using the balls under our hips. So I'm going to have the 2 balls side by side. And I'll place them to the right of my sacrum. So I'm just going to do a very short roll here. So I'm just going to go across. I'm going to shift my hips to the left and then come back. And then again, I'll shift my hips left. Now you can do 1 ball. If you have a ball that's a little bit bigger, you want to try that. That works as well. So I'm just swing, going across. And again, I'm just going to do a really short one here. And if you, again, don't have a set of balls, and you just have a foam roller, you can foam roll on your glutes. The balls are a little bit more efficient here. Just getting a little more precisely into the tissues. Okay, so glide and drop. Keep traveling across. And again, I'll just do something very simple today. So I just want to get into a little bit more static stretching at the end. Couple more times. Glide and drop. Come on up. Shift the ball to the left. And same thing, I'm just going to glide my hips to the right, drop my left knee, and then come back to center. So just a few passes. And I like those 2 balls stacked because you're getting quite a bit of width here. So you can just get a little bit more across those glutes. And then come back in, and just a couple more rounds here. Again, glide and drop, and keeping your core active so we don't undo what we just did for our spine. Okay. And then slowly release, remove the balls. Okay. And let's all start with thread the needle. So I'm going to bring the right ankle above my left. And let's come on up. So I'm going to do a little sequence next for the hips. And we'll do 1 on one side and then the same on the other side, okay? All right, switch leg, thread the needle, and maybe check in those hips. At the end of the sequence, they should feel a bit looser. So you can grab either above your shin bone or behind your thigh. Another option here, say if you have a block and you have a hard time grabbing, you could elevate that foot. Also, I will do it with my leg up on the couch. That's another way you can do it, okay? But I can't show you every single option here. Okay. And then from here, how you release your chest, we're gonna rock and roll up. Okay, so let's do that one here. So I'm just gonna face this direction. So left leg will be extended. You'll bring your right foot in. So your right foot insole on the inner thigh. Drop that right thigh down and then pivot towards your straight leg. And let's go ahead and fold forward. stretching that left hamstring right now. You're also opening the right inner thigh area. Just one more deep breath. Look here. And then exhale. From here, come up. Let's go ahead and drive that knee in. Slide your left foot across. You're going to bring that right foot outside of your left hip. So both your right knee is stacked over your left knee. And you want that left leg at a slight angle, okay? And then from here, we'll just bow forward. So if you had a strap, you wanted the strap, you could take the strap around the ball of your foot. That's why it was there today, but I'm just going to go without it. You can also grab behind your foot. You can rest your chin right over your knee. One more breath here. Exhale fully. On your next inhale, we'll come up. Now lean back. You'll bend your left knee. Bring the right foot down. Take your right arm back, left arm up. And let's take a twist. So you can either hold that knee. You can rest your arm outside of your leg. Root both sits bones down. So this is yoga inspired stretches here. This is a good little combination that you can always do after a run, a hike, a hard day. Peel the right shoulder back. Think of extending through your spine, just getting taller. One more breath. And then release. Exhale, let's bring both hands to the outside of your right foot. Just take a soft bow. And then from here, come on up. Okay, keep your right leg over. You're gonna lie down onto your back. Right leg is still on top. Grab the outer edges of your feet or your shin bones. Draw the legs apart. The easier version is to draw the heels down. If you can, the legs are in line, lower legs are in line with your knees. One more breath here. From here, you're gonna roll yourself up. You're gonna bring that right ankle above your left knee and coming into double pigeon. You could stay on your back and do thread the needle instead. Okay, so pushing that thigh down. Make sure you're flexing that right foot. Take your left hand to the left, and let's take a side bend. Reach the right arm overhead. Root the right sit bone down. Bring it to center, other side. Just a side bend, stretching through the back. Back to center, and if possible, bow forward. Just one more breath. And then slowly come up. Uncross the leg. Good, check them out. Take your left knee in. And bring the sole of your left foot inside your right inner thigh. So you can press that left thigh down. Steer your torso towards the right leg. And go forward. So again, you can grab hold of the strap. Simply rest your hands on the side. You can also grab a block and draw the torso down. Deep breath. And on your next inhale, let's rise up. toss towards your right. Bring your right leg slightly across your midline and see if you can stack your knees. Okay, so that the left foot is to the side of your right leg. Take a deep inhale, and then again, fold forward. So again, you can grab a strap, you can take a block. So give you a little, I like it because it stretches my calves a little bit more. Push the ball of my foot into this block. One more deep breath. Exhaling fully. And let's rise up. Lean back. This time you're going to bend your right knee. Step your left foot outside of your right knee. Take your left arm back. Inhaling, lean back. And then when you're ready, outside of your arm into the outside of your leg, or simply hug. And then push, root your hips down, and then get taller. It's a little twist here, left shoulder back. So one more deep breath. Exhaling fully. Let's take a counter twist. Take your hands over to your right side, and just a soft bow here. From here, come to center. Okay, and let's keep your left knee over your right, lie down on your back. You can grab hold of your outer shins or tops of the feet. And then either heels down or out to the side. Stay even right and left of your spine. So one more deep breath. And again, you can transition right into thread the needle, crossing your left ankle above your right thigh, like we started. Or you can walk up and come onto the double pigeon. One more breath. And when you're ready, exhale. Roll yourself up and come onto, again, if you want to do that, try that double pigeon, crossing over. And we'll start with a side bend, right hand down, left arm overhead. Come to center, other side. Center, and then bow forward. Couple breaths here. Breathing into those hips. One more deep breath in. And then inhale, rise. Very good. Uncross your legs. Both legs straight. And just fold forward, two straight legs. Again, if you had a block, you can grab that block. You can grab straps. Simply rest your hands on the ground. Draw the torso long over your legs. Finishing with something even. So one last deep inhale. Exhale. Release the block. And roll up. All right, you guys. The last pose. And we're all done. So try to do something very rounded, well-rounded, and lots of different things. So hopefully you enjoyed this and it is helpful